as a person of color in South Africa, I was given incredible opportunities. I went to the best schools. My dad, was forging his way in the corporate space and was doing really well from a business perspective. So I went to great schools. I went to some of the best universities, and I correlate my journey where at 16, 17 years old, I was worrying about what pair of boots my dad's going to buy me, right? Makazole Mapimpi, who becomes the first ever South African to score a try in a World Cup final, for 5 years of his life had to walk 10 kilometers to school in the morning, 2 hours, 10 kilometers back home in the evening. So 4 hours of his day was spent walking just to a place of education where he would get out of his immediate situations. And he became the first Springbok rugby player to score a try in a World Cup final. I was 17 in matric. You can get your learner's license. I was worrying about what car my parents were going to get me in matric. I'm not that I got a car, unfortunately, because I didn't have a learner's license. But I wasn't worrying about the basic living. And to your point, so I've been brought up in an environment where my brother's become very successful. He's over in Qatar. My sister was maybe under that umbrella with my mom and my dad, so she's maybe not quite successful, but I haven't had to look after family. So yes, you help out, you do things, but I've been very fortunate that I haven't done like Patrice ever had. He called 120 by 120 people at Santa.
What about looking at South Africa broadly then, and where you were at your peak? So 2007 World Cup win. Yeah. You then had 2011, 2015.
We lost Japan, Brighton.
At that moment, I mean, people were saying, Leicester win the Premier League, South Africa lose to Japan. I mean, what's more extraordinary?
Yeah. No, Japan beat South Africa.
But yeah.
Bonkers. Miracle of Brighton. Yeah, it was exactly like that.
The nation must have been ashamed.
But you look at the continuity now, because then you mentioned just there, right? You hit your bottom point, and then Rassie Erasmus comes in, and you've won back-to-back World Cups, and there's been a story around it, and the brand of the Springbok just seems more powerful than ever. But what happened after that World Cup that meant it didn't continue?
So the one thing that we are seeing now that's actually never happened before in South African rugby history is continuity. So in 2015, Heineke Meyer was the coach, and the weirdest thing about South African rugby is that Kitch Christie won the World Cup in 95. Immediately, a new person gets put into the position. So there's no continuity, brings in all new things. And what then happened is every 4-year cycle, there was a change. So Jake White wins the World Cup in 07. Yes, admittedly, a year before the World Cup, he lost 49-0 in Australia against Brisbane, in Brisbane against Australia. But he was a World Cup winning coach and wasn't given the opportunity to continue, which is weird, right? Like, you look at now, it's like